Hello investors. I hope all of you had a great day. I definitely had an eventful one myself. We got a lot to cover and a lot to kind of go through. I'm just going to dig in here and get started. I've been asked a lot, how do I split out my portfolio and how do I manage my risk? I'm around 40 years old, and for that age group I think it's important to have some safe money. So I have 40% of my total investment money in safe stocks, dividend stocks. I have 60% in a Catalyst portfolio. If you're wondering how I put together my dividend stocks, please check out my dividend video that I made just a couple days ago. It's a great video that talks about and kind of goes through what I look for in dividend stocks. In my 60%, I have a Catalyst portfolio. With that 60%, I put in 10% in each and every stock that I have. I like to have about 9 stocks. I leave the other 10% open for day trading. And I've had a lot of success with that. I've really been working on my system for that, and it's really getting pretty good, if I do say so myself. So 10% in each one of the 9 Catalyst stocks that I like to use. I have the top 7 list, and I own all of those top 7. When I put it on the list, it's something that I own. And then I typically have 2 stocks that are just kind of floating, or I'll have money as available just as cash, ready to take advantage of any type of opportunity out there. I had someone ask me, well, if I have less than $1,000 and I'm just starting out, do I have to have a ton of stocks or can I have a shorter amount? I think it's more than okay to be in 4 stocks, 25% each with that type of portfolio. But as it grows and as you get better at investing, you should definitely take that and you should move that to a full 9 and then learn day trading. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's not fun if you don't have a plan. That's for sure. So if you're going to day trade, have a plan. That's just kind of how I break it down, and so I wanted to share that all with you. I sold quite a few stocks today, so I was very, very active in some different ones. One was VBIV. I sold for a 4% gain. Now, I saw that the stock surging, and I probably should have held it longer because it's gained quite a bit more than that. So I missed out on some of the profit there. I needed a win, so I took it. That's what I did. I sold an insider, EPAC. Had that for a while, sold it for a 5.5% gain. That's a good investment over 3 days. And then I also sold TTI because it was at 3 days also that I'd had it, and I sold that for 5% gain. So today I did some day trading. I do every day. As I talked about before, I use 10% of my Catalyst portfolio and I day trade with it. Now, if you have a day trade restriction or if you have to worry about the PDT rule, you obviously can't do this. You know, you can only day trade a couple times throughout the week. If you have more than 25,000 in your account, you can day trade multiple times, and so there's not a limit on that. So I've been working on my system very hard, and over the last 16 business days, I have day traded with that 10%. Very new at it before that, but I've had 16 days in a row of making a profit on that. I feel pretty good, but today was a really slim profit. I barely eked out a profit. So I day traded NIO. They make electric vehicles, and they make some really cool looking stuff. You go to Google, it's some really neat stuff. And then AYRO. I day traded those and a little bit of GNUS, and came out with a 0.2% gain. So it's just barely eked out a gain. My system saved me, that's for sure. You have to have a system, you have to have a plan, and you have to execute it without emotion. That is the key. If you want more tips on what that plan is, join our Patreon group. We got a great group that we're forming, and it's getting larger every day. We cover day trading, insider buying. Everyone can ask me questions. I answer all those questions, so it's a really good group. Well, let's get to the top 7. What do you say? I'm sure you're interested in what we got going on. With my very first pick, I have no regrets. Yeah, that was pretty funny because the stock symbol is GRTS. I bought it today and I have no regrets. If you liked that joke, please hit that amazing and most wonderful like button. I very much appreciate it. Okay, so GRTS, they have phase data coming due on July 13th. I expect good things, but I'm kind of playing the run-up on this one. So I'm expecting people to get excited as we get closer and to see that stock really increase in its price. Number 6 is BHTG. BHTG had insider activity yesterday by the Chief Administrative Officer. Now, it was a small insider buy. I thought it looked bullish. It didn't react very well today, but it's just its first day and having it. I think in the next 3 to 5 days, this one's really going to take off. So we will see and go from there. Number 5 is GNUS. GNUS had amazing news, I thought, but investors were disappointed that it wasn't a buyout. This one has had the short sale restriction on it today, and that really didn't help it out, but it's got the short sale restriction again tomorrow, so hopefully that helps it. That's 2 days in a row. We're hoping for a big turnaround on this one. So they got the rights for the Stan Lee characters. I think that's really bullish in my opinion, but you know, sell the news, whatever. But it's a terrific value right now. So this stock has gotten way too cheap, and it wasn't very long ago this thing was at 11 bucks. So I think it could return there. I think that is very bullish news over time. Just going to be patient, hold it, and wait for that big run. It's going to happen. Number 4, and this had a good day today, and I got a little bit of hard time on Stocktwits today about this pick. VOLT. It had a great day. 9% gain today, and that is really just the beginning. It's so ridiculously undervalued, and that's why insiders keep picking it up. It keeps just kind of spiking down, and they'll pick it up in those low volume areas, and then it'll jump to $1.80, $1.90. I'm expecting that to happen again. So 3 different officers took advantage of that, and if I was an officer of the company, I would too. I mean, these officers, they get free shares. So if they're picking up additional shares, you should be too. I should really kind of pay attention to that, because if I got free shares, would I spend $100,000 of my own money or $30,000 of my own money? I don't care if I'm rich or not. You know, people always say, well, that was a small insider buy because they have millions and millions and millions. Well, I definitely know some millionaires, and they pay attention to $30,000. They pay attention to $100,000. That's how they got there. But anyway, so I don't agree with that. So that's number 4. I'm expecting big things. It's way undervalued. Here we go. Number 3, ABEO. This thing has been flying, and I've been excited. I've been holding it for the last couple of weeks, and they have upcoming phase data. So they are releasing that phase data at the conference this weekend. So they have a conference this weekend, and they're going to be talking about it. I expect this thing all the way up to Friday after hours to be climbing. It is a great value. It's way undervalued. I like this stock a lot. So ABEO, holding it. Big run up coming up. All right, now these next 2 picks are insider picks. So number 2 and number 1 are different insider picks that happened today. And if you want the insider activity right when it happens, please check out the link down below to our Patreon group. And I also suggest getting Webull. If you don't have Webull, Webull is fantastic for its pre-market and aftermarket hours. It's a great broker to have. I think it's very strong. And we also have a link for that in the description below if you want to get some free stocks. Okay, number 2, ZOM. This is ridiculously fresh. Fresh insider activity by a director who spent $100,000 at 16 cents. It was at 16 cents for a brief moment. And this director was paying attention, snagged some shares, and pretty awesome. So that was done right at market open. And that's very bullish to me. So when I saw that, I went in the stock, and I think that's really good. And number 1 is PSTI. This also had insider activity by Clover Wolf Capital. And it was totaling 1.7 million, and it was all done in open market. So every transaction was an open market. So PSTI insider activity, 1.7 million. I thought it was pretty cool that they paid retail price for that. And so that's the top 7 list. Also, I still own TTOO. Yes, I'm a bag holder. I am part of the club. I'm waiting for a big jump up. So we will get it eventually. FDA approval is coming. And then also I own TRVN. I'm holding for the PDUFA date of August 7th. I think it's going to be epic as it goes. So lots of reasons to own that stock, and I think that's a really good hold. I do a lot of work for this list, so if you guys could hit that most amazing and wonderful like button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't done so before and you're seeing this video for the first time, if you subscribe and turn on bell notifications, you want to get that newest information. And we put out one of these videos every business day. Let's have a great day tomorrow and make some big money. Raythoven out.